So hi everyone, I am Ishan and I'll be presenting real-time message rendering in Message Composer. So we are going to get down into the nitty-gritty of the details. First of all, about me, I am currently a freelancer as a front-end developer. I have previously worked professionally as a UI UX designer. I've done video editing, VFX, like stuff inside Blender and Maya and 3D and all that stuff. And all of these things come from the one hobby that got me into all of these careers. It's gaming. And I'm a huge avid fan of gaming. If I had been slacking on GSOC project, then the culprit was that I'm caught gaming. So it has given me a lot of avenues, and I think that it was necessary for me to put that thing out. Which brings us to my mentors. This project is a really, really important project, which is the reason why Gabriel was also on board with me and the other mentors on several occasions. So I would like to thank all of them, Martin, Singh, and Gabriel himself. And Ayush previously presented his presentation, his code, which was the AI enhanced message composer. So both of these projects work in tandem with each other. So I would also have to thank Zishan, the mentor, and Ayush as well. Now we are going to talk about the challenges. So people who have been used to writing inside Rocket.Chat at this point would be very familiar that if you have to write something like something in bold, or if you want to use some shortcodes for emojis, it's going to not render it, and it's just going to keep it entirely raw. So you have to wait till you hit the send button till you actually see the final rendition of the text, which is actually what we would like to see before we even send it. So why is this a problem? Because we have formatter buttons. As a user, I would want to click on the button, select something, click on the button, and it should get bold or italicized or maybe strike through. But because it lacks that visual fidelity, it feels more like I am in some forum page, like BB forums or something like that, which feels like something from a decade ago. So we want to bring it to the modern chat room experience that we have. And that's where the challenge lies. So this brings us to the objective. It's very simple. We want seamless UI and UX. And I talk about UI, I'm talking about the fact that when you look at the composer that I have developed, you're going to wonder, it looks exactly the same. What's so special about it? And that exactly means that I've succeeded. I've made a seamless UI. About the UX, we are very much experienced with using Google Docs or perhaps Microsoft Word, where we select Control B and it gets bold. If we select using mouse and then click on a button, it also gets bold. So these are part of the user experience that is extremely important to eliminate this raw syntax issue. And when it comes to full compatibility, we understand that Rocket.Chat is not just a very new project. It's a very old project, and it's working on top of what has been working all these years. So we must bring in the new, but we must not break the architecture. So whenever we send messages, we know that it goes somewhere in the database. So we want the database to not have to do new things, or we don't want the composer to break just because the older messages were typed in the older format of the composer. So that's where the compatibility is also an issue, or rather the objective. So the innovation is render as you type. No preview mode needed. So when I talk about preview mode, there are some chat boxes where you would see you type a message, you have all the syntax markdowns and all the stuff that we have. And then before you send, you click on a preview button just to see that, hey, is this rendering the way I want? And then if you find, oh, I made a mistake, let me go back. You have to click on back to the raw text and then type it again. And so this back and forth really breaks that editorial flow, which we don't really want. So we want to render as we type. So it's going to be magical. It's going to be, it just works. It's going to be very seamless. So that's the innovation. The key features are, of course, live formatting, having emojis convert in front of you. A special feature would be uploading a custom emoji from like maybe a GIF or maybe a PNG or maybe an SVG. And then as soon as you type your shorthand, a custom shorthand, which is not a native Unicode, it should be able to render that as well. Very important thing that besides mention stylizing is text sanitization. We understand that when we work with rich text, HTML is something there is always something of unwanted CSS. So you could be working in a different website where you are copying something. Then as soon as you paste it, the background color, the background image, some fonts, maybe the color of the font gets pasted, and you don't really want that. That's unwanted CSS. So to be very frank, unwanted CSS is something of an eyesore. So that's not really dangerous. But what's really dangerous is cross-site scripting. And so my program, in a sense, or my code in a sense, ensures that cross-scripting is prevented. I would now like to deviate a little bit from the presentation because I'm not a very big expert at making PowerPoint presentations or any presentations of that stuff of that sort. But what I am good at is presenting or creating a website. So maybe instead of showing how it works over here, I would like to show you an animation. And I think that's going to provide much better fidelity. All right. So I hope everyone can see the website. I was particularly really excited to build this together and maybe just refresh a little bit. So as I said, I wanted to show you how the code updates, or how while typing it updates in real time, the rendition. I know these are all the videos showing what all the amazing features are there, but I will get back to it shortly. So I'll just click on the demo. So we can see that once you type hey there, it's going to extract the inner text, parse it from the markdown to the abstract syntax tree. Then from the abstract syntax tree, it will generate the appropriate HTML. And then finally, once it's done, it will render it back and push it back into the composer itself. For the sake of this example, you see that it's happening once. But let me be clear. Every time that you press something, it's going to push this pipeline. So if I just repeat this once again, so I typed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forgive me, maybe it's 12 characters. So every time you type these 12 characters, it's going to update instantly through this exact pipeline. So you might ask, is it this simple? Yes, it is this simple. So what did it? Why did it exactly take you like so many months? So that's exactly the part. That's where the challenge lies. It's that ensuring that I bridge between the old and the new, so that the application overall doesn't break. Number one. Number two is that it looks exactly the same, which is exactly where I will now shift to the live demo.
Ishan, you have 5 minutes left.
Okay, got it. So right now we have a very normal looking Rocket.Chat server. You type something, and we have a really sad composer. It's not able to do anything, right? We also have custom emoji that I've uploaded for this occasion, which I will show. So first things first is we have to go to the workspace settings and enable this in the feature preview. enter the password, and then once the preferences are saved, now we should have what looks like exactly the same thing, but big. So in order for people to not get confused that, hey, is this much different than before, I've ensured that there is an experiment tag or a badge, if you may call it, as on top of it. So now here comes the magic. Hello world. And there you go. I might even make it a little larger so that everyone can see it. I am so excited to be able to be able to work in GSOC. And then I decided, well, maybe not. I'm not really excited, so I strike it out, right? So this is an example of rendition as you type. Now, how do these buttons work? Of course it does. So let's do something as simple as an example. Mayday, mayday. So maybe some kind of like a code, if that makes sense. So now I will put Control B and do ignore all of these things because that's just Edge being edgy, I guess. And so now I put it in backticks. It doesn't really matter if I select it from the formatters, but if you do type the backticks, it renders it as the code. So now for the emojis, we all know how annoying it can be to see the shortcodes, right? So now you can have, this is an example of a Unicode emoji, right? And last but not the least, what's left for me to show is, I'm going to write it in a special way. Launching in 3, 2, 1, and takeoff. So we have this emoji especially for Rocket.Chat. We are celebrating the launching of this thing. And yes, there you go. That's pretty much what I had to display. It's really exciting that I got to this particular stage. And I would just like to bring this back, the website back. There is a reason why I developed this website. It's that it's going to be super easy to access this particular instance of the code. So Ayush and I worked on this project together, 2 projects in tandem. And if you go to this website, composer.ishanmitra.com, and you scroll all the way down, you can click on Try It Live to see it in action. So that's what I wanted to show. You definitely have all the features presented in a very nice video loop that I have created for everything, all the features and everything. You have a fork button, so if you're really interested, you can definitely fork. Going back into my presentation, just to conclude, there are some next steps that are in the works, which is the optimization of the pipeline. So we know that there's nothing as perfect. So there's always room for perfection. I am very much interested to port this technology into the app versions of Rocket.Chat, which is in React Native, and some advanced features that are literally advanced even for my understanding is multi-line code blocks, so that you can literally type. You can have a little mini VS Code inside of Rocket.Chat, which sounds really exciting for the engineering side of me, and maybe even LaTeX-style mathematical equations. Finally, a big thank you to everyone. Thank you for having me. Many of you have already connected with me on LinkedIn and maybe follow me on GitHub. But if you don't, I will be more than happy if you do so. That's pretty much the end.